On the left, you see the code that we used to write the song Happy Birthday to the piezo buzzer. We use the command tone, and the piezo buzzer is plugged in to digital pin 10. Digital pin 10 is actually a PWM pin. This means it can moderate how much current is coming out of it. We're using the pitches.h library, where each note corresponds to a specific frequency. After we wrote the digital pin, there's a comma and then the frequency of that note. So for example, the note G is frequency 392. The note A is frequency 440. On the right, we have the same code but in a different format. Instead of typing each frequency of the note individually, we used an array. At the top, you see int note sound. The note sound is an array for each note in the correct sequence of the Happy Birthday song. So you have 392, 392 for the two G's, 440 for the A, 392 again, 523 for C, and 493 for B. When you go down to the void loop, you see a for loop. Within the for, the tone will play on the buzzer, which is on digital pin 10 again, and then it will play the note sound in the correct sequence. I also created an array for the note length, since each note has a slightly different length. Since we have the pitches.h library right here, what we can do is instead of typing in the exact frequency, we can type in the note instead. So 392 corresponds to note G. Specifically, it's note G4. You can repeat this for each of the notes in the sequence. Here you can see the final Happy Birthday code using the array. By using the array, the void loop part of the code is very short. It's also much easier to change the notes because they're all together in one location. So for example, if I wanted to change the octave that I'm using, then instead of using G4 through C5, I would simply change all of these numbers. For example, I could use G5, A5, C6, and so forth to make the octave one pitch higher. By having the note lengths in an array, it's much easier to catch mistakes. So if one note is playing longer than you intended it, you can simply come in here and change the values and test it again.